Hello, and welcome to the ultimate test where we will finally find out and see how much smarter you are than everybody else who didn't click this video. I am your host, Reagan Larson, and I will be the one to test you on all these different things. In order to prove that you are a true genius, I must be able to ask you the appropriate questions. This first test is going to be more of a warm-up to get your brain into thinking more like a true genius. This first test will be one to guess your age. And I am going to mathematically prove to you what your exact age is in relative years. Think of your age in your head, but don't tell me. I don't want to know. Now add 3. Once you've added 3, multiply it by 2. Now add 7. Take that number and subtract 8. Now add 1. Now divide that number by 2. Now subtract 6. Now add 3. And believe it or not, that number that you are thinking of right now is your exact age. If you were able to solve that correctly, then you just might be a true genius. Now, if you are a true genius, because only geniuses can do this, I'm going to show you a picture, and if you can accurately tell me what that picture is, then you just might be a genius. What you are going to do is to calculate in your mind exactly what it is, and then choose which one of these answers is correct. Number 1, is this A, an apple, B, an apple, or C, an apple? You only have 3 seconds to solve what this is, so make sure to put on your Time's up! If you guessed any of these answers, I am sorry to say, but none of those are correct, as this was a trick question. In fact, what this isn't even an apple at all. It's actually a piece of paper with ink on it. Now, if you were able to accurately guess that, then you just might be a true genius. Now, to those of you who didn't click away and are still trying to decide whether or not they are a genius, this next one is much more difficult. Number 2. Is it A, an orange, B, a blue, or C, a yellow? Now, only true geniuses can solve this in 3 seconds, so that's all. Time's up! Unlike any of these other questions, this was actually a trick question. Now, while you weren't looking, we actually swapped this banana with a printed picture of a banana. If you were able to accurately guess that we would switch that out with a printed banana, then you just might be a true genius. This next question is more of a riddle, and it is generally geared towards those geniuses who have an extensive knowledge about, quote, math, thinking, time, and the dimensions. So here we go. A man goes to the store to buy a clock that will give him more accurate time than his previous clock. The store owner shows up and shows him 3 separate available clocks for purchase. The first one tells the time properly. The second one doesn't work. And the third one is very large. If aliens were to land on Mars and fire a laser in a random direction towards planet Earth, and that laser ends up going so fast that it travels through a wormhole and ends up in an alternate universe, what is the probability that you will get this question right? Is it A, 100%, B, 33.3333333333, or C, 0%? According to the broken clock, you have exactly 3 seconds to solve this. Ready, set, go! Time's up! Or is it? If you guessed answer A, then you are correct and may just be a true genius. You see, since answer A is correct, and if you were to choose answer A, there is a 100% chance of getting that answer right. If you chose answer B, you are still correct because there is only a 33-something% chance of getting that correct. So, even though you didn't get the answer correct, you were still right, which is what geniuses do. They're not always correct, but they're not always right, and yet they're somehow both at the same time. Now, if you chose C, of course, you are completely wrong because C is not the correct answer. So there is a 0% chance of getting it right if you chose C. However, since C is not the right answer, and you chose C, obviously you didn't get it right and there was a 0% chance of success. So in a way, you still got the answer right, thus proving that if you chose any one of those answers that I said were correct, that you are a true genius. I am sure that by now, I am being viewed by a giant pool of geniuses. What I want you to do is to come up with your own riddle and put it in the comments section where the other geniuses will be sure to look at them and possibly answer them. This one is for you to test yourself and test others, as it is something to help you be more connected with the world and what everybody else and all those other geniuses are doing. Now, I leave it up to you to tally your own score, as geniuses are self-responsible and we just do what is right and what is correct for the most part. Another test that I cannot do is to see what you do as a genius in your normal life. If you dress funny in a smart but sort of casual way, then you just might be a sort of genius, like so. And so, I bid thee farewell. It has been an honor to test your intelligence. This is Reagatron, and I thank thee for participating. Adios.